Hello and welcome to another production of the GIS. My name is Jessie Leonce. This morning, today, Friday, the 14th of May 2021, we will be bringing you a special launch, this time coming from the Youth Empowerment Project under the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment. Recently, they launched the parenting program, but today they have all gathered in the studio for another launch, partnering with the creative industries, the Department of the Creative Industries, for the Creative and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development Program, CEAP. Before we go any further, we will start with patriotism. I would like to invite everyone to stand for the rendition of the national anthem, and thereafter a prayer by Deshaun Augustine from the Department of the Creative Industries. At ease, and now the prayer from Deshaun Augustine from the Department of Culture and the Creative Industries.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for being here today. As we come to you this morning, Lord, I ask that you bless this ceremony today, and I hope that everything goes well. As we're about to launch this special ceremony, Lord, that whoever is receiving this information, I hope that they're receptive to it and that they use it for good use in the future, Lord. As you know, we're going through this pandemic, Lord. I bless that you just pass a holy blessing upon us in Lucia, that we could just be a better nation and just come together as one as we go through this troubled time, Lord. Thank you for every good thing you've done for everybody. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Now that we've honored God and country, you may all take your seats. Before we continue, just want to establish the protocol. We'd like to welcome this morning in studio the Minister with responsibility for culture and the creative industries, Senator the Honorable Fortuna Belrose. We also have the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, Ms. Velda Joseph, and also the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Department of Creative Industries, Mrs. Solange Belizaire. And we also have in studio with us the Junior Life Facilitator of the CEAP. Sorry, she's joining us via Zoom. Yes, the Junior Life Facilitator, Miss Lisa Eugene, also a representative from the Caribbean Development Bank in the person of Mr. Albert Ellis, and he joined us recently for the launch of the parenting program. A special welcome to you both joining us via Zoom this morning. And we have I don't want to forget anybody, the Arts Coordinator under YEP, Mrs. Esther Matthew. So now that we've established the protocol, special good morning to everybody. Good morning, good morning. I now want to call upon the lady who's been in the background in terms of the fully fledged YEP Youth Empowerment project, as well as the rollout, helping in the rollout of the various programs of this initiative, Miss Johanne Husbands.
Protocol established, and good morning to all. I would like to welcome everyone for being present today, whether virtually or in studio, as we have reached a very important milestone in the project. We are here to launch the Creative and Expressive Arts for Peace and Development program, a component of the integrated community-based transformation programs under the Youth Empowerment Project. This program is fully supported by the government of St. Lucia through its executing agency, the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, in collaboration with the Department of Creative Industries and the Caribbean Development Bank. This is a diversion program, and it will create, and we endeavor to create a safe space to support and harness the talents of the creatives in the Castries Basin. We also have a junior live facilitator on board who will also be providing character development support, because as we know, a holistic individual makes a functional and overall patriot and overall positive development for a national citizen. So we look forward to the fruit this program will bear as we enlighten, enrich, and empower the artistic and cultural expressions of our youth in St. Lucia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Husbands. And we certainly did miss you on a podium last time for the parenting program launch, but we are very grateful to have you this time establishing this program. Just to give you some background information, the Youth Empowerment Project is being bankrolled by the Caribbean Development Bank, and it's being led by the government of St. Lucia in the amount equivalent to US $4,762,000 towards the cost of this project, and it intends to apply a portion of the proceeds of this financing to eligible payments under a contract for which this program is being issued. Payments, we have sorry about that. The financing payments, the financing agreement, is to go towards several programs under the YEP. And today, this Creative and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development program is just one of those. At this time, I would like to welcome the permanent secretary in the ministry that is the overarching ministry for the Youth Empowerment Project, the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, Ms. Velda Joseph, to provide some remarks on this occasion.
Thank you very much, Jesse. I will adopt the protocol that has been established, but permit me to specifically recognize the Honorable Minister responsible for Culture and Creative Industries, as well as Mr. Elbert Ellis, the representative of the Caribbean Development Bank, who is joining us online. I also want to recognize my Deputy Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Irene Gasper, who's also joining us online. A pleasant good morning to everyone. As the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, it gives me great pleasure to say a few words on the occasion of the launch of the Creative and Expressive Arts for Peace and Development program, an initiative which represents the outcome of a fruitful collaboration between the Youth Empowerment Project and the Department of Culture and Creative Industries. As you heard last week, in collaboration with the Division of Human Services, the Youth Empowerment Project also launched a parenting program which is currently being implemented and from all accounts is progressing well. Ladies and gentlemen, I take the opportunity to commend the planning and implementation teams for both initiatives, as I acknowledge the power of such partnerships, the benefits of working together, and the potential for doing more with less as we complement each other's efforts in providing support to our brothers and sisters. After all, oftentimes we are targeting the same groups and individuals, and it is therefore important for us to ensure that that collaboration is in existence. It is therefore my hope that we continue to utilize such coordinated approaches for the best use of scarce resources, as well as the delivery of holistic and impactful programs. In the year 2000, UNESCO started its action towards arts in education and creativity as a major field of knowledge to be taught to children and adolescents in the school environment as well as out of school. What prompted this concerted action by UNESCO? Based on my reading, I believe that it was the realization then, backed by extensive research, of the impact of arts in education and creativity on the development of children's cognitive, communication, and reasoning skills. Research also suggests that arts education or involvement in the arts not only boosts academic performance or outcomes of individuals, but that it can positively impact community life overall as a result of behavior modification, as well as the application of skills and approaches learned to daily life. And so, in keeping with the overall goal of the Youth Empowerment Project, it is my belief that we are definitely moving in the right direction through the implementation of this program. At a time when we openly witness the manifestations of antisocial behaviors, a time when we continue to grapple with finding solutions to the social issues confronting us, such programs are vital, not simply as a way of engaging individuals, but perhaps more importantly, providing a space for them to creatively express their feelings, to enhance their creative thinking skills, and to learn important life skills such as tolerance and conflict resolution for peaceful coexistence at all times. I want to encourage the participants of the program to make full use of the opportunity being presented and to apply the knowledge and skills which you will learn to your daily lives. I ask that you take in all the information, ask questions, be empowered, and become the best version of yourself that you can be. As I close, permit me to thank the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, for partnering with the government of St. Lucia in implementing such a critical and timely project. I also want to thank the Technical Working Group, as well as teams from YEP and the Department of Culture and Creative Industries for their efforts in putting together this program. To you, I say, let this not be a one-off activity, but rather a permanent offering on the menu of social services provided by the ministry, that is the Ministry of Equity, as well as the Department of Culture and Creative Industries. Replicate this initiative in other locations as necessary for the betterment of our nation as a whole. May you have all positive interactions and great achievements within this program. I look forward to an amazing production very soon. I thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you, P.S. Joseph, for that weigh-in on the Creative and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development program. We continue with our schedule this morning with remarks from the representative for the Caribbean Development Bank, Mr. Albert Ellis. Sir, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you quite well.
Wonderful.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, Mr. Ellis. Go ahead with your remarks.
Great.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Chair. Permit me to adopt the protocol that has been established, but I would specifically want to recognize the Honorable Minister with Responsibility for Culture and Creative Industries, Ms. Fortuna Belrose, P.S. Velda Joseph, the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, and her Deputy PS, Ms. Irene Gaspar, Project Coordinator, Ms. Joan Husbands, and the Arts Coordinator for this program. Good morning. I bring you greetings from the President and staff of the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, on the launch of the Creative and Expressive and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development, CEAP program, themed Enlighten, Enrich, Empower. This program, which is a component of the Citizen Security Youth Empowerment Project, jointly financed by the CDB and the Government of St. Lucia, and implemented through the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, with the support of government ministries and participating agencies, is a critical intervention for St. Lucia. At the time of the project's development, its objectives were consistent with CDB's strategic objective of supporting inclusive and sustainable growth and development, and designed with the intention of delivering gender equitable outcomes, recognizing that citizen security and wider societal issues have differential impacts on women, men, boys, and girls. The project's objectives are still very relevant to CDB and aligned with the strategic objective of building social resilience as articulated in the bank's new strategic framework 2020 to 2024. In addition to the government of St. Lucia, CDB recognizes the range of risk factors affecting children, youth, and their families that may retard them from reaching their true development potential in country. In fact, the situational analysis that was undertaken to inform the design of this project highlighted a number of challenges that stymie holistic youth development in St. Lucia. In response, the project makes provisions to broaden the range of activities available to youth in at-risk communities in order to be socially inclusive and gender responsive in addressing their needs and increase and validate options for skills acquisition in recognition that there are multiple and legitimate non-traditional pathways to success. Peace is a prerequisite for development as a whole because it creates an enabling environment for the fundamentals of society's progress. A peaceful environment has implications for human capital formation, infrastructure development, and inclusive development. It is within such a context that this creative and arts expressive program for peace is absolutely critical and will be welcomed by youth, particularly those who have been at risk of antisocial behaviors and others who may have come in contact with the law and are struggling to, inter alia, develop skills and competencies that would increase societal participation. Arts programs are a vital component or vital complement to conflict resolution and skills building. Such programs include various forms of therapy where individuals and groups can express themselves to nurture healing, restoration, and peace building for development. According to Johan Galtung, and I quote, "Peace building is a process of creating self-supporting structures that remove causes of conflict," end of quote. Paul Liderac, in his book, The Moral Imagination, The Art and Soul of Building Peace, emphasizes, and I quote, "Peace building is a comprehensive concept that encompasses, generates, and sustains the full array of processes, approaches, and stages needed to transform conflict towards more sustainable, peaceful relationships. It is a diverse range of interaction and involves various stakeholders at different levels within the spectrum of governance and development," end of quote. It is against this backdrop that the Creative and Expressive Arts program being launched today will provide participants with opportunities to address a range of challenges that may continue to impact their social interaction and hinder their fostering and enjoying civic relationships with their peers within and outside of their communities. Participants will have the opportunity to engage in activities that address feelings of disappointment, conflict management and resolution, self-discipline, and artistic and creative expression, which will assist in building bridges for peaceful relationships among their peers and across social groups. This range of support is vital in assisting the nation's youth to travel on the path towards self-actualization, and in so doing, become the best they can be to the benefit of themselves, their families, community, and wider society. CDB looks forward to continuing its support to the implementation of the Youth Empowerment Project and to enhancing the capacity of Government of St. Lucia to deliver integrated, results-based youth empowerment responses to at-risk children, youth, and their families, and building resilience of the target beneficiaries to improve their life chances and contribute to St. Lucia's sustainable development. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Albert Ellis, representative for the Caribbean Development Bank, and best wishes on the new leadership at the CDB, a son of the soil. We continue with our program this morning with a word from the arts, with a word from Mrs. Solange Belizaire, the Deputy Permanent Secretary in the Department of Creative Industries. Welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to adopt the protocols that has been established. Okay. Throughout the world, culture and creative industries have become a vital force in accelerating human development. This accelerated development empowers the citizens of a country, especially the youth, to take ownership of their own development, thereby stimulating the innovation that can drive inclusive, sustainable growth. In St. Lucia, we are blessed with young people that are talented, creative, and ambitious, and are making a difference every day, be it locally, regionally, or internationally. It is because of this that the Ministry of Tourism, Information and Broadcasting, Culture and Creative Industries are pleased to be part of the Creative and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development program, which also aims to further help nurture St. Lucia's talent. The ministry believes that such a program is in line with the mandate, as it provides young creative persons with the tools and resources that they need, which they then can share with communities, promoting self-confidence and social cohesion, making them what we really want them to be, true partners in the development of St. Lucia. I would like to thank the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, and the CDB for this initiative, and would really like to encourage our youth to take full advantage of this opportunity. I thank you once more. Have a good day.
Thank you, Mrs. Belizaire. A time now for remarks from the Arts Coordinator of the Youth Empowerment Project, Mrs. Esther Matthew.
So she sits at the river bank washing her dishes, bits of food falling into the water. And as the food continues to fall into the water, a fish jumps out of the water and eats her food and says hello. She begins a conversation with the fish that would last the lifetime of the fish. She leaves, she goes away. Her parents found out that she was spending too much time at the river with a fish. How does she get the fish to come out of the water? She doesn't tell them. So then they send her on a very long journey because they wanted the fish. They went into the river, they caught the fish, killed the fish. With every scale cleaned off the fish, the little girl felt a sting. She knew something was wrong with her newfound friend. She goes home. On the table is set dasheen, plantain, salad, and fish. From the table, she could have heard the cry. The fish sang, the dead fish sang to her on the plate. The little girl ran to the river, and the story goes on and on and on. You could figure out the ending of the story. An arts program that would enlighten, enrich, and empower. I've been involved in arts almost my whole life. And I have testified, and I have testimonies that art works with the youth. This program is encouraging a number of young people to come in, out of the community, come into the community and around the community to showcase their talent. But it's not only about talent, it is about attitude. And what we have planned, and I say we because it's not just myself. I could have only my ideas, yes. But what we, the organizers, myself, and some of the participants who are already so, I don't even have a word to describe their enthusiasm, but they're already so much into the program that they're already deciding on what they would like the major production to be at the end. And that's great. To have a 9-year-old come and say, "Miss, I have a story and I want to tell that story." Okay. Another one comes and he says, "Miss, you think we can teach you too?" He's surprised because the teacher tells him, "I'm just learning that for the first time today." The bright smiles on the faces of children, and not only children, but the adults, when they say, "I have an idea and I want to do this. I want to be a designer. I want to make my own clothes." But it's not only that. They are recognizing the need for newness in their community, and they are already believing that they are the ones who will bring that newness, that enlightenment, that enrichment. And this program presents them with the power, the equipment, the materials, the guidance that they need to present themselves as law-abiding citizens, working citizens, employed citizens, self-employed citizens of our country. I want to congratulate the organizers of this program, Minister. Yes, and all departments involved. And I'm just saying that I'm happy myself to be a part of it. Thank you, CDB. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Matthew. Where do I sign up? If you ever need sales pitches, Ms. Husbands, you could always contact Ms. Matthew. We continue with our program this morning to now hear from the Minister with Responsibility for Culture and the Creative Industries, Senator the Honorable Fortuna Belrose.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Let me take this opportunity to recognize again the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, the Deputy PS in the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industries, Ms. Solange Belisaya. I also want to recognize our arts teacher who performed, so beautifully, just, displaying what the program is really all about, and I want to recognize, of course, the coordinator and also our CDB representative, Mr. Albert Ellis, and his team over in Barbados. The mandate of the Ministry of Culture and Creative Industries is really to guide the creative potential of our nation towards economic benefits generated from its cultural, artistic, innovative, and cultural expressions. That's what we want to do. And so the real measure for us is the extent to which we're able to achieve this will be determined by the level of consciousness and empowerment of our citizens, as we saw in this eloquent presentation by our teacher. Our young men, our vulnerable groups, our youth at risk, our women, our single parents, all must be afforded an opportunity, to enable them to find a way in our society and realize their potential. And this pillar for us is critical. It's a critical development pillar because we want out of our society, what we're really looking for is peace and stability. And that can only be achieved when people know what they're about, when they can find their way, and when they can feel that the culture, the people in this society are all supportive of them, and the systems in the society support them. Because we know where there is peace, there is culture. And where there is culture, there is peace. Yeah? So culture has the power to change and strengthen local communities. Culture facilitates the development of a sense of identity and belonging for all our people, of all ages, all classes, all races. And so it's important for us to nurture and build on what is natural to us to ensure that our citizens are empowered with basic competencies and skills that they can use for a lifetime. That's why the story of this young lady goes on and on. My ministry strongly supports training and coaching efforts such as this. This project is focused on giving young creative persons the tools and resources they need so they can share with their communities, promoting, as you heard earlier, self-confidence and community cohesion. This program contributes to strengthening of the existing local cultural industries through capacity building and activities that support active participation of young people in cultural and creative industries. We know that our young people of St. Lucia are talented. We know that. We can see it every day. Many of them are making differences or making a difference in every aspect or every field of endeavor that we can dream about as leaders, of course, in our communities. It is because of this we are pleased to be part of this creative and expressive arts for development and peace program to help nurture St. Lucia's talent or St. Lucian talent. I want to encourage the participants in particular to take advantage of the program. And in the words of Mark Twain, ask of you to focus more on your desire than on your doubt. And the dream will take care of itself. That dream that we all have to be the best, and we've heard that already for this morning, to be the best that we can be. And in our efforts to achieve and be the best that we can be, we know that it is only when we obtain inner peace, you understand, and that we are comfortable with ourselves, that we can exude and contribute to the society in the way that we ought to contribute. So this program is designed to ensure that our young people who are marginalized, who are disenfranchised, get the opportunity to understand better who they are and how they can make their contribution, you understand, to the society through the arts. And so we're so grateful, for this opportunity. It is through initiatives and collaborations like these that we are securing the future of a prosperous cultural and creative sector, where our young people are included as true partners, as we've heard before, in development and are able to advance our cultural and social values. I really want to thank the Caribbean Development Bank for a significant contribution to the development of this initiative and the execution of that initiative. And I also want to thank the Ministry of Empowerment, of Equity and Empowerment for undertaking the role of coordinating to ensure that we deliver it. It's such an apt ministry in terms of all the services that you provide. And so we hearten that you're able to deliver this with us in the creative industries to ensure that our citizens continue to thrive. So with those few words, I just want to commend all of you. And of course, we all look forward, you understand, to that grand showcase where we will get to see, you understand, the talents, the display, the skills that these young kids, the young students, because I think it's for persons between the ages of 6 to 25. And so we look forward to seeing the display of that talent, you understand, that is hidden in some you know, and of course we want to give them the opportunity to bring that out so our nation can really enjoy. And of course that they too, as young people, can continue to benefit, you know, from the skills that they have and that opportunity to learn, you know, for a lifetime. So thank you so much for being here. And of course we want to commend everybody in the delivery of this project. Thanks.
Thank you, Minister, for those words. Definitely tying into what we heard from Mr. Ellis earlier on, where there is peace and stability, there can be progress, and indicates the words from Mr. Ellis, where there is peace, peace being the prerequisite for development, and of course culture can flourish out of that. If you're just joining the program, a special good morning to you. This is the special launch of the Creative and Arts Expressive for Peace and Development program under the Youth Empowerment Project. And we continue with the program this morning. Well, we're coming to the tail end this morning with word from Miss Lisa Eugene, and she is joining us also via Zoom. She will provide us with the vote of thanks for today. Miss Lisa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Beautiful. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. Please allow me to adopt the protocol that has been established. Pleasant day to all. It is an honor to be the one representing you with the vote of thanks for this project. On behalf of the Youth Empowerment Project, in collaboration with the Department of Creative Industries, I would like to thank immensely the government of St. Lucia, particularly the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment. In addition, the Caribbean Development Bank for their financial support for this great initiative. This initiative is geared towards the empowerment of the marginalized youth of Castries Central and environs. Therefore, I thank the participants, their parents, and especially the gatekeepers, because without their involvement, this would not be a success. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you, Lisa Eugene. And with that, we've come to the end. I would just like to extend thanks to all of the viewers this morning watching this launch of another program coming out of the Youth Empowerment Project, and that is under the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, partnering with the Department of Culture and the Creative Industries to execute this latest initiative. I would like to say thank you once again to all of the speakers this morning, in the individuals, Arts Coordinator for YEP, Mrs. Esther Matthew, the vote of thanks from the Junior Life Facilitator, Ms. Lisa Eugene, also the DPS in the Department of Creative Industries, Mrs. Solange Belizaire, thank you, and also the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Ms. Velda Joseph, and the I'm not forgetting the Youth Empowerment Project coordinator, Ms. Joanne Husbands, and finally the Minister with responsibility for culture and the creative industries, Senator the Honorable Fortuna Belrose. Thank you all for being here today. And we do wish this project all the best and look to hear some success stories out of this. I'd like to thank you so much for watching this production of the GIS. Do keep safe, continue to adhere to the protocols, and until we meet again, do continue staying tuned to NTN for more programming out of the government of St. Lucia. Goodbye and take care.